The fog came with its name. I've always believed there are things better left untold. Things that awaken when you speak of them. But it's too late for me now. The fog has already come, and it came with its name. I grew up in a village that no longer appears on any maps. I'm not even sure I could find the way back. It was a kind of place where everyone knew each other, and old stories were told, so often they stopped being questioned. But there was one story no one ever really told, not all the way, and that in time felt more unsettling than any tale of ghosts or spirits. Every autumn, just as the air grew dry and the trees began to shed their leaves, a dense fog would roll down from the hills. No one knew where it came from, but everyone knew what it meant. Silence, locked doors, lights out. No one went outside after dark. And most importantly, no one said its name. I heard it first from my grandmother. I was 12 years old. That night, the fog had started to fall earlier than usual. My mother was upset because my brother hadn't returned from school, so my father went out to look for him with a flashlight and his old shotgun. My grandmother sat me by the fire, wrapped a blanket around me, and looked at me with eyes that always seemed to know more than they said. If the fog comes with its name, she said, there's no turning back. I asked what she meant, but she just shook her head. There are words that open doors, she added, and some doors should never be opened. That night, my brother came back late, but unharmed. No one talked about it. No one asked. And the same thing happened every autumn, until I grew old enough to leave the village. The city didn't have fog like that. It had smoke, lights, noise, but not that thick silence that settles inside your bones. I stopped thinking about it, except on cold nights, when your breath turns visible and the world seems to pause. Years passed. My parents died. So did my grandmother. I inherited the house, but left it locked up like so many people do with places that no longer feel like home. I had no intention of returning, until a letter arrived. No sender, just a crumpled piece of paper, handwritten in shaky ink, parts of it smudged by water or tears. It read, "It has returned, and this time it comes with your name." I went back to the village on instinct. The house was still standing, though the garden had become a jungle of weeds. Everything was covered in dust. But what disturbed me most were the neighbors, those few who remained, looking at me with pity. One nodded. Another whispered, "You shouldn't have come back." That night, the fog returned. Not slowly, not creeping in. It fell, heavy and alive, choking the air, swallowing sound. I felt it invade everything. I shut doors and windows, remembering the old rituals, lit the fireplace, wrapped myself in a blanket like I used to, but something was wrong. There was a voice, not the wind, not the trees. A voice, my voice, from outside. "Let me in," it said. Frozen, I walked to the window. The fog was forming shapes, faces. One of them was mine, but twisted, like a reflection in broken glass or dirty water. "Let me in, please. I'm cold." It was like hearing myself in a nightmare. That's when I understood. The fog didn't come by chance. It wasn't natural. It was a being, something ancient, something that fed on us, but it needed to be named, like everything that wants to exist. And someone at some point had said its name again, maybe in a whisper, maybe in a dream, maybe me. I ran to find my grandmother's old papers, found a box filled with hand-drawn symbols, Latin phrases, and a note. The name must not be thought, nor remembered. Forget it to survive. But it was already too late. I had remembered it. I won't say it here. Not again. Because since that night, every time I close my eyes, I hear it again, my voice from the other side of the fog. And each year, it comes earlier. Now I know the fog doesn't search for villages. It searches for those who carry its name, for those who remember. So if you ever see the fog rolling in and the silence becomes so deep you can hear your own heartbeat, don't think of me. Don't think of the story. Above all, don't try to imagine how the name I forgot sounded, because if you do, it'll come for you too.